We move on to our next speaker, Divya Alter. Namaskar. Divya Alter and her husband Prentice are the co-founders of Bhagwat Lal, an Ayurvedic culinary school, and Divya's Kitchen, an Ayurvedic restaurant in Manhattan. She is the author of What to Eat for How You Feel, the new Ayurvedic kitchen. Divya has studied with Vaidya R.K. Mishra, the successor of the SV Ayurveda lineage, for 8 years. Her years of training as a certified SV Ayurvedic practitioner culminated in developing systematic programs for Ayurvedic culinary education. Over to you, Divya ji.
Thank you so much, Aparna. Thank you, Vijay Lakshmi, for inviting me. And it's such an honor to be in the circle of enlightened speakers. Thank you so much. I'm really experiencing a lot of mixed emotions hearing our speakers, and from what is the future of food? Really, there's so many gloom facts and gloomy predictions, and at the same time, in my heart, I feel that there is still hope. So I'm asking myself, what can I do? What can I do in my capacity, with my knowledge, with my experience, with my circle of influence? What can I do to contribute to a better future of food? And as you mentioned, my passion has been Ayurveda. Ayurveda has saved my health, saved my life. And I've been trained as a chef, and I try to apply the Ayurvedic principles of cooking to everything I do. So with our restaurant, Divya's Kitchen in New York, what I try to do is to provide the best food for people, the kind of food that prolongs longevity, that's easy to digest, that it's always freshly prepared, and the kind of food that enlightens your body, enlightens your soul, and it makes you feel better. So at Divya's Kitchen, even though it's very difficult, I'm sure Chef Manjit will agree with me, it's so difficult to, when you apply these principles of freshly prepared food in a sacred environment, when you apply this to a business, it becomes a little difficult because you have to deal with so many different people that may not necessarily be trained in the way that you want to present the philosophy of food. But nevertheless, we're able to do that in New York. So we always serve freshly prepared food. We never serve leftovers. We mill our own flours. We squeeze the almond milk to make fresh almonds, to make fresh almond milk. So everything is fresh. All the recipes I create are prepared according to the principles of Viruddha Ahar, the food compatibility and seasonality and all that. But also thinking of what can I do? What more can I do? I really find that education is extremely important. Just like Chef Manjis mentioned, we have to empower people to cook like that at home, to cook healthy meals, seasonal meals, to know how to use the spices, to know how to cook for their family members who have different body types and living in different conditions, different situations. So empowering people to cook that way. So selecting the ingredients, communicating with the farmers. How do you grow your food? Like, these are questions that I ask when I go to the farmer's market. What kind of pest control do you use and all that? So having that connection, I find it's very important. And we promote this through education, through writing books, recipes, blogs, appearing, just to increase the awareness, just to get people to think, how can I contribute to a better future of food? And as we mentioned, I mean, in the ancient Vedic texts of India state that our whole experience basically rotates around two things related there are two things related to the function of the mouth. One is the food we put in our mouth, and the other is the words that come out of our mouth. And I'm a firm believer that, as Chef Manjish mentioned also, that the pure food leads to pure thoughts, thoughts free from greed and envy and maliciousness and a desire to hurt other living beings. Pure foods lead to pure thoughts, and pure thoughts lead to pure words, enlightening words, inspiring words, words that guide us how to take care of Mother Earth, um, how to respect other living beings. And pure words then lead to pure actions, actions with pure motivations that are fueled by care for others. And this is the future of food I really want to see. I don't think it's too late. And I'm very grateful to organizations like the Center for Self Power and all the work that all of you uh, panelists today are doing to inspire us, to guide us, to lead us into a better future of food. So, is that you wanted me to speak, Aparna? You wanted me to speak also something about spices? I don't know if I would have more time for that.
Yes, yes, of course.
Well, spices are a major and integral part of Ayurvedic cooking. Spices, and you know, when people in the West who are not so used to spices, when they ask me what's so special about Ayurvedic cooking, I always say that one of the specialties is the very specific use of spices. And spices are used not only for enhancing the flavor of food, but also to support the specific digestion of specific ingredients. So spices in Ayurveda are called yoga vahi. They're small, like small little vehicles that help carry nutrients where they're supposed to go, ensuring that proper assimilation and absorption and elimination is taking place. So I really love using spices because they're like, I consider them my best friends in food. They make the food really, really tasty, but also they help with the natural digestive processes. And there are many different spices. I've learned a lot of different spice blends, traditional spice blends from my teacher, Vaidya Ramakant Mishra, who was also an incredible cook. And he would always say, like, sometimes I would ask him, so this food, you say it's heavier to digest, but I really like it, and I really like to eat it in this particular seasoning. He said, yes, just make sure that you add this spice and that spice. So in this way, by using spices also, we can add different tastes. Dr. Ahalia Sharma mentioned about explains the 6 tastes of food. And we can add a taste to food just by adding a spice. You could add pungent taste by adding ginger. You could add a stringent taste by adding cumin or turmeric, like that. So spices are very important to use in Ayurvedic cooking. And when people ask me, oh, well, I'm only used to salt and pepper, so what else can I use? And honestly, I grew up in Bulgaria during communist time, and I didn't know what turmeric was until I went to a Bhakti yoga ashram and I saw yellow rice, and I asked, how do you make the rice yellow? I honestly, for the first 18 years of my life, I had no idea what turmeric was. So when I started learning using spices, how to use spices, it opened up a whole new world of culinary experience. So for people who are new to spices, if you're interested in starting small and building up your spice cabinet, I would recommend the 4 essential spices in Ayurvedic cooking. They're good starters. They're turmeric, coriander, fennel, and cumin. Turmeric, coriander, fennel, cumin on top of your black pepper. And then if you like to cook sweet items, you could also add cinnamon, or cloves or cardamom. So these are all fantastic spices. They make your food very tasty. And they also turn non-believers, like people who are used to junk food or people who are used to not very healthy food. And they're like, oh, is healthy food going to be really bland? So when I present them a dish that's really nicely seasoned and properly cooked, and they're like, oh my God, this is so amazing. It's so tasty. And at the same time, I'm not thinking about the junk food anymore. So I'm like, yes, this is how it works. When you actually experience true food that truly nourishes your body, then you become a believer of real food. And I really pray and I hope that all of us do our little share by contributing to providing real nourishing food to those around us, whether it's cooking for our family, whether it's cooking as a profession, or helping somebody in need who may be going hungry or who may be sick, that you could provide healthy and nourishing food. Because this is really at the foundation of human relations, of human interactions, of expressing care for each other, expressing love for each other. And to me, that is the future, the hopeful future of food.
Thank you very much. A very, very light and beautiful talk. Yeah, Ayurvedic cooking and use of spices, it not only enhances flavors, but also it affects on the type of feelings and mental state they create in our body and our mind. So, yes, I completely agree. Food plays an extremely important part. It was a wonderful array of luminous speakers, and I can't thank the organizers enough actually for calling me in as a moderator because we've had a very enriching 2 hour session. I thank wholeheartedly all the speakers who agreed to come here, spend their time, and enrich the audience. Lastly, I would like to please call on Vijay Lakshmi Vijay Kumar ji to end to close the conference, please.
Namaskar, and I must say that we've had a wonderful 2 hours, learnt a lot from every one of the speakers, and I do hope we can all join together and honor Mother Earth, and when we do, we are honoring ourselves too. So we look forward to meeting you all again. If 2 weeks from now we'll have the next session. We'll post the details, and I really once again thank all the speakers for so spontaneously accepting and sharing their knowledge with us. I thank Dr. Rupa for coming in the last minute to moderate, since our other moderator had a last minute health issue, and so she couldn't come to the webinar. And I thank the technical staff of Best Innovation University for helping us out with this. Thank you all. Namaskar. And maybe we can just say Sarve Bhavantu together. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you all and good evening.